Hey, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a project that I've never done before. I bought a lawn dethatcher from Rural King, and I'm going to put it to work. So I've finished mowing my lawn, and I'm going to take a little break here, and I'm going to go over my lawn a few times and get the dead grass and the stuff that's been laying in the soil, get it all picked up and dethatched. Hang on just a minute and I'll show it to you. So yeah, this is a 42-inch Agrifab dethatcher. It's got the cotter pin and hitch pin set up there, and it's got all these tines that will lay down in the grass. Let me see if I can get it. And then as you drive along, well, I'll pick up a lot of this dead grass and stuff that's embedded down into the good grass. I could have rented this for $50 for all day, but I would have had to have made a 50-mile round trip just to do that. So I might as well just go ahead and buy it. So I spent $120 on this. This is an Agrifab made in the USA, made in Sullivan, Illinois. So not too terribly far from here, maybe an hour drive from here. But anyway, I'll show you the progress as I go along. Well, this is what it's done after just one pass in this small section along the side of my house. I think it's done a pretty good job. I've been going at a slow pace, but it has worked as advertised. I'm gonna hook the lawn sweeper up to it, and I'll get this swept up. I'll see how the lawn sweeper performs. But I'm pretty pleased with this. I may need to go over it a couple times since it's been never done. So I don't know, we'll see how it works, but I'm really pleased with how the dethatcher is working in just this small section here. Anyway, we'll hook the sweeper up. So I've ran the lawn sweeper over this section that I ran the dethatcher over. I think it picked up pretty good. That's how much it picked up just in this little section here. I'm having a problem though, because the only way I know how to unload it is to take that tarp after I get this filled up and work it underneath the catcher there, and then dump it onto the tarp, and then I can throw it into the back of the truck that way. I guess I need to figure out how to lay the tarp out and then drive over it. I guess I may need to get some stakes to hold the tarp in the ground wherever I set it. But anyway, so far, other than this little issue, trying to figure that out, it's gone just fine. So it's going to take me a while to get the whole yard done, but that's the setup. There's the dethatcher over there. I'm going to begin doing the main yard here in just a few minutes. All right, I went over my front yard twice. I went long way and then short way, back and forth, and I got a pretty good pull up here on this dead grass. So I'm going to hook up the lawn sweeper now and see how long it takes me to pick all this dead grass up. So this is all of the dead grass I picked up from this strip here. I decided to just dump it, and then I would just rake it onto the tarp and then throw it in the back of the truck. But man, that's a lot. Of course, this has not been done since I've lived here for 10 years, so who knows how long it's been. But anyway, I'm gonna get this cleaned up in the back of the truck and we'll haul it to the dump. This is the second truckload of grass clippings I brought. There's the first laying there. This has been a chore now. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. But here we're at the city dump, and we're gonna unload this and let the city take care of it. I got a tarp underneath this, so I ought to just be able to pull it out and let it dump right here on top of the original, or the first dump. So this is that 48 inch or 42 inch, I don't remember, Agrifab dethatcher. It worked perfectly. At first when I started, I went really slow, but I realized I could go just as fast as I could. And so I just put it at the normal speed that I normally drive my mower, and it worked just fine. The lawn sweeper I borrowed from a friend, and it worked fine, other than toward the end. Let me get it flipped over here. Toward the end, when I would go to dump it, this section here would get caught on that bar, and I'm not for sure what happened, because it wasn't that way for the first, I don't know, half of the day, but as the time went on, not for sure if something got out of kilter, out of square. But anyway, this is a Black Diamond 42 inch lawn sweeper. He got it at Rural King for 180, but it worked just fine. There, that guy, he's been working down the street from me. But anyway, all in all, it was a good day, busy day. I'm gonna go in and get showered and cleaned up. So it's the next day after my dethatch job. I tried to use that tarp in order to unload the sweeper and then load it up in the back of my truck, but that was way too time consuming. And so essentially I just used 2 leaf rakes and did the chopstick method, and just used those 2 and gathered the grass in between the 2 rakes and threw it in the back of the truck. I've got a little clip of my Blink camera catching me doing that, but that was really hard. I need to figure out a better way of doing that. I do have a leaf blower that's also a vacuum that goes over my shoulder, and then it fills up into a bag. I need to figure out a way to perhaps use that, because man, loading up all that grass in the back of my truck twice, you know, that was a lot of work. Now, I did lay a tarp in the bottom of my truck bed, and then I stacked all the grass on top of that, so it was really easy to pull that tarp out and dump all the grass that way. But all in all, I was really satisfied with how all the tools worked, but it just ended up being a lot more work than what I was thinking it would be. And actually, as I've said probably in you know, throughout that video, I probably could have done this another time, whereas, you know, I just did it once, but I think maybe if I do it twice, that might even get 2 more truckloads. But anyway, I think it was worth it. We'll see what my grass does, but I wanted to get all that dead junk out of my lawn and see if perhaps it helped in any way. It may not, I don't know, but I see a lot of videos about dethatching and thought I would try it out. So anyway, it was a lot of work, but it was kind of rewarding to go over it and see all that dead grass coming up and laying on top, and then going over with the sweeper and picking all that up. But anyway, I may do it again when it gets a little cooler. I think I did pick the hottest days of the week this week to do that, which obviously, you know, when you're retired, you got to do things when you can. So really, I probably should have waited and done it on a cooler day, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I see you in the next video. Thanks.